Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll have a look at the Samsung Galaxy K Zoom, which is a hybrid device from Samsung. It's an Android smartphone and a point and shoot camera, and we would check out the camera performance in this video review. The Samsung Galaxy K Zoom has a 20.7 megapixel camera with 10x optical zoom. It also has Xeon flash, and from the back it looks like a point and shoot camera rather than a smartphone. But if you flip it, it's just like a typical Android smartphone from Samsung. It has a 4.8-inch 720p HD Super AMOLED screen, and it's powered by a hexa-core Exynos processor with 2 GB of RAM. It also has a front-facing 2 megapixel camera. I won't talk a lot about the smartphone aspects and features in this video, as I've already covered that in my unboxing video. You can check out that for more info. But I have to say, I've been using this Galaxy K Zoom as my primary smartphone with my primary SIM, yes, even for calls, for the past 5 days, and as a smartphone, it has been functioning fine. The only thing I miss is that Samsung has not provided a LED notification light near the earpiece like it does for other flagship Android smartphones. Also, it's a bit top heavy due to that 20.7 megapixel 10x zoom lens camera at the top compared to the other smartphones. So it does take a few days to get used to it. As this Galaxy K Zoom is also a smartphone and you can take voice calls on it, it might just look a bit weird to others when you take voice calls on it. Others might think, why are you holding a camera to your ear? Now let's move to the camera features. To open the camera, you can do it via the camera icon, but you can also click on the dedicated shutter button and it will fire up the camera app and open the camera lens. The lens is a Samsung 24mm zoom lens, and you can use the volume rockers to zoom in and out of the image. But if you would like to use the pinch to zoom gesture to zoom in, you can also use that. But I personally feel that the volume rockers is a bit easier. As this Galaxy K Zoom has a zoom lens, do note that it would extend when you use the zoom features like on most zoom lens found on point and shoot cameras. I've taken a lot of pictures and videos with this K Zoom, and I will show it to you a bit later. But first, let me give you an overview of the camera interface and some of the unique camera functionality offered on this Galaxy K Zoom. So this is the default camera interface, and we actually have quite a bit modes. Actually, we have some new modes. So I'll talk about that a bit later. But first, let me actually show you the settings. If you click this, you can go to the settings. You can always set the flash to auto on or off, but this device has a tendency of firing the flash a lot more than I would like. So you can control the flash. We have timer, and regarding video recording, it can record video in full HD, that's 1080p at 60 frames or 30 frames per second. I'll show you the video footage a bit later, and we have even voice control if you want, and these are some more settings that you get. Typical. We also have autofocus lamp here on this device, actually over here. So let me get out of that. These are the settings, and as you can see, these are the further settings that you can take. Regarding the modes, we have the default auto mode. First, let me actually show you that, and we have a new functionality that I have seen. When you just tap in, you also get the small triangle over here. You can actually adjust that, and if you can see, it is adjusting the exposure. So you can adjust the exposure using this one. And let me take the photograph, and as you can see, the photograph came out to be very good. So this is one unique feature that I found on this device. Example, you just tap into a subject and you can just rotate this to adjust the exposure on the fly. So this is really nice in my opinion. I don't see any other Samsung device having this sort of functionality, at least Samsung smartphones. So let me just fire up the camera again. And regarding the shutter time, again, it's very fast. As you can see, can take the picture of half a second, focus, and there you just hit that to focus, and you hit it and it takes the photograph. You can also do the focusing by just tapping on anywhere on the screen like this. Another unique mode is this Pro Suggest mode. What it does here is that it analyzes the picture, the scene over here, and it gives you suggestion. For example, as you can see here, now it gives us suggestions that we can use the text mode, strong colors, food, etc. And this thing actually keeps on changing based upon the scene. So outdoors, it might give you different suggestions. And regarding video, just tap in here to shoot the video directly. And we also have the other standard modes that we find again with most of the Samsung Galaxy devices. Actually, these are the new features found on this device. And before I show you the photographs, one thing I just wanted to let you guys know is that though the 720p HD screen, that's a Super AMOLED screen, is pretty good, but one thing I did notice is that pictures what you take from the camera, actually on the screen they do not look that great, but when you upload it on your computer they look far better. I don't know why it's like this, but definitely Samsung could have put a higher resolution screen like a 1080p screen that is found on the Samsung Galaxy S5, but sadly the screen is just a 720p HD screen. Now let me actually show you the sample shots that I shot with this Galaxy K Zoom. These are some of the photographs that I took with the Galaxy K Zoom. Even when we zoom, the pictures are actually pretty sharp. This is at 1x zoom, and now this is at 5x zoom, and finally this is at 10x zoom. One more, 1x zoom, 5x zoom, and finally this is at 10x zoom. To give you an idea, again, this is at 1x. Now I'll show you a video that I shot with this Galaxy K Zoom. Recording this video with this Galaxy K Zoom at the highest setting, that's 1080p at 30 frames. We can also record video up to 60 frames, but this is at 30 frames. And we do have that tap to focus functionality, but even without that, it will autofocus. And also in the video, we can actually zoom in. As you can see, I'm zooming in using the volume rocker. We can zoom in and out in the video recording also, and it's actually pretty smooth. To give you an idea, again I'll just zoom in. As you can see, I will slowly just zoom in. So even in video recording you can zoom in. This is just at 4x. You can go all the way up to 10x. I'll just zoom out and we'll continue. It also has optical image stabilization, and this is my roof garden. And it's a pretty windy day, so there might be a lot of wind noise. I'll just slowly pan. And now I'll just use the zoom feature to zoom in. And this is at 4x zoom. And you can also hit the tap to focus. And let's just zoom in to this cactus. And this is at that full 10x zoom. Let me just zoom out now. And this is 1. So let me just now walk back. It's a cloudy day today. So this should give you an idea about the video recording with this Galaxy K Zoom outdoors. These pictures were shot in semi-indoor conditions, and here I would say the Galaxy K Zoom is a little bit weak. Yes, you can get some decent shots, but we have a little bit of noise in low lighting conditions. This is without the flash, but here this is with flash at auto mode. In artificial light and low lighting, the flash is actually pretty aggressive and it will fire most of the time. So what do I feel about the Galaxy K Zoom? To be frank, I have sort of a mixed feeling with this device, and if you have watched my unboxing video, I did mention that this device is not for everyone. This is a device for a person who wants a two-in-one device, a decent Android phone plus a point-and-shoot camera. And I feel in that aspect, it does the job, and overall if you compare the picture quality, it does a lot better than most other smartphones. The biggest advantage that Galaxy K Zoom has the 10x optical zoom. Using that, you can get some great shots which are simply impossible with the normal smartphone. But without the zoom, that is at 1x, I found it to be just on par with other high-end smartphones with good cameras. Example, the Galaxy S5 or the Nokia Lumia 1020. I did expect slightly better quality with this Galaxy K Zoom. Though this Galaxy K Zoom has optical image stabilization and it does actually pretty well in video department, but I felt that the OIS was a bit lacking as I got some shots that were blurred. Now talking about the flash, as it has Xeon flash, it's a huge advantage over the small LED flash that we get with other smartphones. But I did notice that the flash was over aggressive in my testing and it tends to fire a lot. Even in some lighting situations that I felt the flash should not have fired. So definitely the flash is pretty aggressive on this Galaxy K Zoom. Now if we talk about low lighting and artificial lighting, with the Xeon flash the pictures come out pretty good, but without the Xeon flash and low lighting and artificial light, I did notice that this Galaxy K Zoom does produce pictures with a lot of noise. In fact, other smartphones with normal cameras like the Nokia Lumia 1020 or even the HTC One M8 produce better pictures in low lighting without flash. To conclude, this is a camera with mixed performance. Yes, in videos I did think that this did a better job, and the biggest advantage is the optical zoom. You can easily zoom in and out with this Galaxy K Zoom, which is simply not possible with almost any other smartphone out there in the market. But when we move to artificial lighting and low lighting, and you don't like to use flash in your photos, then this K Zoom will not impress you. But if you're looking for a hybrid device that's a proper Android smartphone plus above average camera with optical zoom features, then there is nothing else in the market as of now apart from this Galaxy K Zoom. I can see myself using this device as my secondary phone. I do carry two smartphones and I do take a lot of photos and even videos with my smartphones. I do own a DSLR, but the issue is I don't take my DSLR everywhere with me unless it's a planned shoot. But my smartphones are always there with me, and here is the biggest advantage that Samsung might have with this Galaxy K Zoom. It offers a decent Android smartphone and a good enough point and shoot camera. It might be a device for people who just don't want to carry two separate devices. I hope that you found this video review helpful. If you found it helpful, I'll appreciate if you can click the like button, and if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the same. Thank you for watching this video. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.